Well, good evening, everyone. Welcome to this week's edition of On the Other Line Canada. Welcome to the show. And guess who's first this week? None other than Mr. Corbin Hobson. Corbin, you beat Broden this week. What a competition. Speaking of competition, that's what this episode is going to be all about. The competitors for the first annual Charity Fish On have finished week one and have already started week two, which is the Walleye Challenge. We haven't seen any entries quite yet, but we do know the competitors have been out actively fishing, and a few of them that are fishing aren't able to make the show this evening. So I guess that will make for a great finale. Jay, good to see you. Mr. Labradilla, good evening. How you doing? I love how you spell hello. Ryan, welcome to the show. Happy to have you on there. Great chatting with you over the last couple days as well. You've got some awesome ideas. I love it. Wayne, welcome to the show. With Wayne coming on, Joel, you're on there. I mean, what better way to bring... I'll get him to give me the thumbs up. Mitch? Thumbs up? Double thumbs up. I mean, I feel like it's only fitting, we get Wayne saying hello. We got to bring you in, right?
Yeah, Maisel.
Might as well.
Every week he's been stealing my battery out of my boat so he can go take Tinny out. And it's just, finally we're getting him another battery.
I thought you guys only rode your boat ashore. Am I wrong?
No, that's, I don't know where you got that from, some biblical thing maybe, but everything we got has a motor.
Oh, okay. I get it. I'm a motor man myself. I've tried the rowing thing. I've even tried drift boat on the river. It's not my thing, dude. It's not my thing.
That's going to be my next purchase.
Is it? Drift boat?
Yeah. Might as well have one.
Will Aaron be steering and rowing, or will you be doing the hard work?
I'm pretty sure it'll be like before we had the Tinny, then before we got the Legend. It'll be me rowing the dinghy boat around the lake as she's fishing.
That's pretty valid. I mean, I would probably do the same thing, but I don't know if it's a coordination thing. It's the same when I'd go out on my pontoon. I'm the motor guy.
Do you just one-handed and keep going in circles or what?
No, it's like this. And I can't seem to get the motion down.
Oh, Tiger style.
Yeah, like it's the most awkward thing you've ever seen. I'm like doing this, trying to row. It's real awkward.
It is extremely awkward. Like, I don't know what's going on there. It makes me uncomfortable actually watching you.
I wonder, actually, speaking of people that do it well, Tyler Crouch, I mean, That dude's always on the river.
Yeah.
I don't know how he does it. Like, does he get to fish at all? Because I don't see him ever fishing, but I see him taking lots of people out on the river.
I did a walking cast with him last year. And, super stand-up guy. You put me on some good stuff, and it's just like, hey, man, fish. And he's just like, no, you can fish. I fish this. And I'm like, yeah, I just cast, man. Like, we'll go fish for fish. You don't got to just put me on stuff. But that's just the way he is, right? Like an awesome guy and puts you on great fish.
Yeah, I think it's just his personality. Like, I met Tyler for the very first time on Eagle Lake, and the dude just rolls in like no big deal. Big old smile and grin on his face, right? Just plowing through powder in his old Skidoo. And I didn't even know who he was. I was having a rough day, and I'm looking. He pulls up and asks if I'm catching fish, and we all know anyone that asks that is like, who are you and what do you want? And then he's, wait, I know you. And then I'm like, you're Tyler. You're Todd. Yeah. And he's just a cool dude. I don't know what else to say. I feel like he would change his tune, though, if maybe 4 or 5 of us pile in the boat and see how well he can drift the river. What do you think?
No, he's always so generous. Like, he just, in the morning, some mornings, he's like, who's up? Who wants to go float? That's who he is. He just wants to get out and do stuff. He doesn't care.
Yeah, like, he's just good to go.
Sundry's looking for more guides in that area and stuff. They're like promoting, Sundry Tourism is promoting. And I'm like, hey, why don't you do that? He's like, I don't want to. And he's taking people out. Like, well,
Well, I
We
know
put
you've guided a lot
on.
in that area as well. I mean, what are your thoughts as far as the pressure? Like, the number one thing we're seeing right now is the interaction with animals. And unfortunately, a couple people have lost their lives in bear attacks and stuff like that. Where's your head at as far as, obviously we're interfering a lot more in the wilderness. And so the interaction with animals is increasing, which is putting them at risk. What are we going to do to manage that? Because this summer it's going to be insane.
This summer has been bad already for human bear contact, and it's gonna get worse. Like all you're seeing on social media is grizzly bear pictures, grizzly bear pictures. You're seeing more grizzly bears than you're seeing black bears.
Yep.
And even at Nordegg, they had to put a bear down because it came into town or into the residential and was eating out of people's stuff. And the grizzly population is just growing. It was always big. I think there was some, I don't know, fixed numbers at some point and how many we really had because they're flourishing.
Yep.
And in those areas, you have to be prepared. You have to have your bear spray. If you want bear bangers, if you have your FAC, have your shotgun. There's just precautions to take. Make noise. Like in that thick stuff when you're walking along creeks, make noise. Make a lot of noise so they know that you're there.
Yep.
And
we could actually almost maybe it's not a bad idea to do a bit of a safety show on this. I can tell you for a fact, Marcy will not go out to different areas in the mountains or the forest because we've gone to a pond before and been chased out by grizzly. And there's no worse feeling in the world than knowing you're not prepared. And it wasn't a far walk. So for many of us, we're thinking it's just up the hill. It's not a big deal. And literally she had a bad feeling about a spot. Not even 5 minutes later, bear pops out exactly where we were fishing. Right. So it's about preparedness. Maybe we need to focus on that a little bit.
You should always, if you're going into the backcountry, it doesn't matter if you're going just off the road, off the gravel roads, you have to use the washroom, bring some bear spray and a shovel to hide that waste and everything. But anytime you go into the backcountry, make sure you have your bear spray and some other precautions if you want.
Absolutely. Now, we're not a political show, so let's just talk about this quickly. For obvious reasons, when we're talking about animal and human contact and interaction, do you feel that the new fee being implemented for Kananaskis will help limit that? Or do you think people are just going to be full out anyways?
They're still going to go. It's the same as the Crown Land. Crown Land just got implemented too today.
Yep.
And that's 34 something, I believe. And you have to have your win card.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a little bit of a grab there. That's $7, I think. But I think it's a good idea because I know they upped at least 20 plus COs this year.
They did.
Into the budget. Yeah. And that's going to help a lot. Like this year, I've seen so much more enforcement just on the lakes that I've been fishing. And it's great to see. And if I have to pay just a little for that, it's going to make our fisheries better and hopefully our camping areas better too. So people get more knowledge and it doesn't turn into a campground so we can still go out west camping in the backcountry.
Yeah, I mean, I think I mentioned this a few weeks ago. Marcy and I were actually checked on the bow. I've been fishing the bow a long time and it's never happened. So to see that enforcement out there is important. I've even seen a few posts the last couple days where we've seen people mention that they've seen other anglers not following rules and regulations. And I know that for some people, it's a bit of an issue with the reporter poacher program. Some people have had bad experiences. For myself personally, I'm not a phone-in kind of guy. I'm usually a reported online. And I can tell you the places that we've fished and reported people for legitimately breaking the law. I mean, of course, you get some bonus money out of it, but just being able to do our part to help ensure that stuff isn't happening, right? No different than safety and being prepared.
Definitely. It's helping your fishery. This is where you fish. Protect it. Don't let people just take advantage of it and treat it like garbage, right?
Yep. I actually had a great idea, and I haven't told anyone this, But maybe as a show, what we need to do is pick an area and do a cleanup weekend or a cleanup day. You know, someone that did that here last year, the year before, was Joey Burrell, did it on the Bow.
Yeah.
Right? Maybe we need to organize once this new normal is kind of over. Maybe we just need to organize it on the Other Line Canada Day. I'll bring out the barbecue and we'll do a cleanup day. I've got a dump trailer the company can donate, and who knows, if someone on the show here has an idea of an area they'd like to see cleaned up, let's do something. Why not?
Yeah, pick a super populated area because they're always hit the hardest, and we can go like that. When you first started this, I thought we were going to have like a spy show, and we'd be watching from binoculars, then run up on them with cameras and be like, "Gotcha, poacher."
Dude.
Like you know the mullet hunter?
Can I dress up in a bear outfit?
It'd be the poacher hunter.
I'll just dress up like a grizzly bear and just, you know, you see those ones where the guy walks around the building and the bear is chasing him, dude in a bear suit?
You might get shot.
Okay, maybe, especially if you're prepared, you have your FAC and your shotgun. Yeah, probably not the best idea. Well, you know what? New initiative, man. Maybe a camping and cleanup weekend, seeing as I now have a trailer coming to me. Let's do it. If someone sees an area, obviously within a couple hours of us, not in BC and not Mitch's backyard, because I know you got a bit of a boneyard there with all your Toyota parts.
Toyota? I got rid of my Toyota years ago.
We know you're a Klingon. It's okay. If someone sees an area or maybe has an idea of an area where we should focus on cleaning up, let's do a cleanup day.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah, we can make that happen.
Why not? Great opportunity to get together. Obviously, when regulations and rules have changed a little bit, but let's do it. Let's just get it done.
Sounds good.
All right. Who else we have on here? Scott Stewart's on here. Hello, Scott. You are a judge, so if you do want to join the show at some point, feel free, my friend. I know you got some stuff going on. Jay. Hello, Jay. Welcome to the show. As always, Mr. Labradilla. Jared Christensen. Yes, I do have a spot for you in my trailer, but there's only room for one grumpy person, and that's me. Mr. Ziegler's on here. Bobby, hello, welcome to the show. And Aaron says I have way better ideas than Mitch does. She didn't actually say that, but I am reading between the lines here. So Colton Phillips is in. He's always in, that kid. Good to go. Well, back to the charity fish on. Week 1 was intense. We're down to the final 5. We both know that you were wrong about your potential rainbow measurements. It's okay. I'm not judging you.
But
what is your... What are you saying?
I was above on the pike, though. So they cancel each other out.
Barely.
No. Pretty legitly, I think.
I feel like you said 42 or 43. We ended up at 39, 36.
38.
I lost my notes. 38.
Yeah.
I was close. I was just in between. That was intense. Adam, personal best, misses it by 1 inch. Greg was at 48. You guys did a phenomenal job with sturgeon. That was amazing. There will be no more sturgeon in the competition. We've got Clayton, Adam, Diane, Tasha, and Paisley competing in week 2. The winner's going to get the custom rod and the Piscifun reel that you have. Who do you think is going to win this week? Are you waging bets internally?
Oh, no, I'm not right now.
I think it's going to be tight.
Yeah, I know depending on how much hooky Paisley pays or does, there's a lot of opportunity out east. And I know Adam's got a good spot. And yeah, Southern Alberta and out east pretty much is kind of your key. There's some good stuff up northern Alberta, but that Southern Alberta has more concentrated, I think.
Yep. It's going to boil down to pressure a little bit too. What do you think? What's your guess on size? What's going to win it?
Oh, we'll go 30 and a quarter.
30 and a quarter? I'm going 32.
Oh, you're crazy.
I am crazy.
I guess Adam's going down there.
I just feel like 32 is the magic number, and I've been right so far on every measurement. So I mean, I do have that going for me, right?
Does Marcy say that too?
Yes, I'm always right.
On your measurements.
Even when I'm wrong, I'm right up here.
Oh, okay.
So 30 and a quarter, I'm going 32. Well, we've got one of the competitors there. You want to give us a thumbs up, Clayton, if you're good to go? Double thumbs up. He's not shaking his head.
What up,
Clayton,
guys?
how you doing?
I'm doing good. You?
Well, it looks like what are you wearing for a hat? I can't tell.
A stained Hidden Waters limited hat. It's got a big sweat stain from all the hiking I do.
It's funny, actually, because I thought that my hat was stained. Your hat's so stained you need a new one.
Oh.
The question is, do you want this one? Or this one? Or this one? I can't throw them because I'm actually giving them to competitors that made week 5. Barbie will choose for you.
She's out of here.
It's my turn.
Is that blue?
Yeah, we got blue, we got black, we got dark gray, we got lighter dark gray.
I'll take that black one.
Okay, black one. This one.
Yeah, that one right there.
That's yours, Clayton.
Yeah, sounds good. Thanks,
We got
guys.
4 more for the other competitors to fist fight over, so it should be good.
Just want to say thanks, Sebastian. Appreciate it.
Yeah, good company. I love those guys.
Yeah, good dude. Yeah.
Have you been out fishing for walleye yet for week 2?
I have not been fishing for walleye yet. I ended up in the hospital last night. I got thrush from my asthma inhalers, so I had to get a camera stuck down my throat today.
Oh, man.
Right. So yeah, wasn't a little tough here today. Still a little tough time swallowing, but I'm heading south for the weekend, so I've got a couple little spots.
Awesome. If you want to go ahead and send us pins, that would be great. Mitch would appreciate it. No pressure.
I just wonder who I'm going to run into down there.
What is your goal as far as size? Do you have a goal that you're targeting for walleye?
Anywhere, I'd like to get 31, but if I get a 33, I'd be super happy.
Mitch thinks you're going to get it. Mitch puts you at 19 and a half.
I don't know. That's a big fish. Walleye over 30 is like always a great fish. Like lots of people won't even see a 28 in their lifetime, right?
Yeah, that's right.
There and we've caught bigger ones over that, but when you put in your time, like Southern Alberta is a great place for big walleye. And that's just what it's getting known for now, I think. I know there's a tournament this weekend, I believe, down there. I was talking to a fella, and so the lake might be a little busy, but...
Yeah, could be. I'm hoping to get mine out of a river, though.
Yeah.
Oh, no pressure.
Might be a little pressure, but you never know, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean... I have faith you're going to get a 32. Mitch has you at 19, so I guess we'll just see what happens. What you have any tips or tricks? What are you planning on fishing with?
Well, I do have some stuff I brought here in case I do end up at the lake.
Keep in mind the other 4 competitors are going to take notes, right? So
these are some of my little babies that I like to use. They're Fishing Autos. I think they're what are those 3/16 weight? They got, I'm not even sure what kind of shank that is, but if you look at the bend in it, I like these because the way they seat the minnow on them. So I go in through their mouth, down through the belly, turn it, and up through their back.
Do they have a little kickback halfway down the shank?
They do, yeah, they do.
Those look like little nasty hooks.
Yeah, and they work good. I enjoy them. I like how the head of the hook seats the mouth, so the mouth is always looking open.
Yep.
It sits right on, and it helps cradle the fish. I'll be hanging that under probably some of these.
Slip bobbers,
right? That's, of course, if I'm lake fishing. I also might be dragging some Lindy's, behind some little pickles and some bounces.
Do you tie your own rigs, or do you just buy them pre-tied?
I tie my own rigs. Yeah, I used to do the walleye master at Moose Lake. So
Oh, yeah.
I haven't done it in the last couple of years. This year, of course, was canceled, but I go there with one of my best buddies, Ash Hornseth, and we don't get to see each other very much. He's from Bonnyville, so we go out and fish the Derby together. And at least we'd see each other for 3 days a year, right?
So did you outfish Greg Rice, or did Greg Rice outfish you?
Greg beat me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we ended up
I had
middle of
that.
the pack the last year I was in, and then the year before, I think we ended up in 27th or something out of 84 teams.
Yeah.
So it wasn't too bad.
Yeah.
Bobby's just saying he's going to go easy on you this evening because you were in the hospital. But I do think it's really kind of you that you've already mentioned that if you do win the rod and reel, you'll be giving it to your wife, which, I mean, that's amazing, man. That takes a lot that you would work so hard to be able to give something like that away. So
Right? I'll make you a deal. If
I'm
I
proud of
win, I'll give that rod to back to the show for the kid who catches the biggest fish of your pick. Let's get some interest in, and I'll throw that rod back in if I do win.
that's amazing, Clayton. Thank you so
Do a
much.
youth can fish angling thing. Maybe we could do something on Sylvan or something local to somebody, boys and girls, youth can fish, something like that. I think that'd be pretty cool.
That's amazing, Clayton. Thank you so much for giving us that opportunity. If you win, that
100%.
we'll find a good home for that for charity. Absolutely.
100%. I enjoy giving back. So 100%.
Gentleman and a scholar. And thank you for giving me the hat because mine stained up too. So
The hat I'm going to have to take.
thanks, bud. Just put that right
Thanks,
over
hat.
top.
Don't forget that hat. You'll sleep in
I'll
it.
double up.
Right?
Don't worry, I didn't open it. It's not used. Don't
It's
be
all
upset.
good. I trust you.
We'll hug it out when I see you.
Sounds good, buddy. Sounds
Well,
good.
Clayton, good luck. Congratulations on making week 2. We're looking forward to see what happens. Do you remember what the code phrase is?
It was a real long one. No, I don't remember. It's on my phone, though.
Mitch, remind them.
Give them the business.
Let's give them the business,
Give
okay?
them the business.
Yeah. I'll have to mark it down on my hand. I'll put permanent marker on, paint marker.
Just tattoo right here. I think that'd be pretty cool.
Okay.
I'll send you the logo. You can put it right here.
Like a teardrop or what?
Yeah, teardrop. A fish
real big
teardrop.
one.
Just a fish teardrop.
I'm surprised more people don't have that after they lost fishes.
Right?
That one big fish that got away, they just got like a little pike sitting there or something, or a big walleye or a big trout.
Right? That'd be awesome.
Dino's saying right on your forehead. Yeah. I think for every person that we see fishing either illegally or poor release method should actually, maybe that's how we identify them, is just a fish teardrop.
True. Yeah. Something, anyways.
Doesn't seem wrong, right?
Well, the government doesn't want to seem to hand out fish identification or handling courses, so I don't know. Maybe we gotta take it into our own hands.
I'll put you on the spot here. If the show was to put something together for people to clean up an area off the top of your head, because I know you fish a lot, can you think of any areas that could use a good cleaning?
I found one of the rivers I do enjoy going to, a couple times a year is the Highwood, and I find the Highwood pretty dirty. Super dirty, actually. The first time I went there, I was kind of offended by how dirty it was.
Yeah.
So I think the Highwood would be a good one to do and break it up in a few stretches. And, I'm the kind of guy who can put on, 20 clicks in a day. So
That's not a bad idea. The last time I was at the Highwood, Dino's wheelchair hole was full of beer cans. So, and I couldn't find my tape measure that I dropped the year before still. So awesome, Clayton. Well, thanks for coming on the show. Good luck in week 2. And I guess, as they say, tight lines. I don't know. Is that cheesy now, Mitch? Or
That's pretty cheesy.
Okay.
I say come get your net.
All right, I'll come get my net. I promise. Oh, before I go, I hooked into a brown on your spot where you found my net the other night.
Which one? In the corner or up in the run?
Right on in the run, right where the sandbar is.
Yeah, that's where that net came into use too.
Right? Yeah, sure did. I just wanted to let you know that. Yeah. Get right
coming
on
back
that.
with some extra slime on it.
Right.
All right, Clayton. Good
Okay,
luck,
guys, cheers.
and
Yeah.
I'm sure we'll be talking to you again soon. Bye, Barbie.
Bye.
Enjoy that new rod and reel when he wins.
He just gave it away. Now the hat's mine.
I know. I'll tell you what. We're gonna remove him now, and then you can give him the backhand. Okay.
Cheers, guys.
Take care.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
You bet.
What do you think? You gonna give his net back?
I don't know. He was already claimed by Adam, but I gave him a net. I found a net the year before too in a different spot, so I gave Adam that one.
I still felt kind of guilty the other day because I fished with Jeremy Mortensen, and my lanyard that I lost a couple years ago. I think I've talked about it on the show not too long ago when we were talking about losing stuff.
Yeah.
Dude rolls into my house with my Oakley lanyard around his neck. Proud as can be. I think he only fished with me because he needed more gear, but I don't know. We'll see what happens. We'll see if I get an invite to fish again.
I'm sure he knew, and he was just flaunting it as well.
Well, he's the kind of guy that'll just roll in and show off, right? If he's not showing off the guns, he'll show off the gear. Yeah, just, hey, big guy. That's
Yeah.
right. I showed him how to catch Prussians. So what, I just mentioned Prussians. And I mean, we could talk for hours on this. Obviously, we won't. If someone wants a good Prussian spot, do you share it or do you keep it close to the heart?
Share it. Kill those things.
Get them out of there, right?
Yeah, 100%. They're going to ruin our fisheries.
What's your
That's just
PB?
gonna happen. Me?
Yeah.
I ain't got nothing. I
No?
never got after him. This is how I'm going to go after him. Wait 1 second.
Uh-oh. He's bringing out the big guns.
I have one of these set up downstairs just for bow fishing. And this is how I'm going to chase them on the blind man.
So that's going to be a sight fishing method, obviously, right?
Yeah, as they're boiling. Right now, I think they're still kind of boiling. You usually hear rumors about. when
They
they're
are
kind of-
they are just starting down here.
Yeah, so that's when those come in handy. And my other setup downstairs has the reel on it. So you shoot the arrow, pull them in.
I've seen them at
Reload.
Bass Pro, man. I'd love to have one, but considering I'm running out of space on this rack and the 4 in the garage, I don't know.
I don't know. I got 2 recurves and then my compound. And yeah. When I go to Bass Pro now, sometimes I just feel like I don't need anything else. I don't
I'm to that
know.
point.
I don't know if it's just like a personal problem or something, or I'm feeling sick, but I wander around there like aimlessly looking to fill a void,
Yep.
but I can't find it.
I've actually been in there probably 3 times in the last month, and this is going to blow you away. I'm the exact same way. I've not purchased a single item.
Oh, well, I'll buy a couple little things just because I made the trip, but it just stacks on top of the stuff I already had, right? It's the same things I always buy.
Do you go in with the same idea that I have, which is I need to buy Marcy something? That's the only reason I'm here. Do you do the same thing for Aaron? Just like a little memento, come home with some Bass Pro or Cabela's?
No, we've bought like everything we need, I think. It's hard now. Like, it's challenging to figure out what else I need from that establishment or any other establishment.
It is tough.
Yeah, after years and years, you're finally just kind of plateauing, you know?
Yep.
It's
I
like,
mean, I needed nothing, and I spent money for the Use Can Fish 2 auction. I got the rod and reel back here that I haven't even used yet. I was looking the other day. I have jigs and stuff from Brown's Angling and all kinds of stuff that I'll probably end up just kind of packaging up and give to someone in need. Get to know a lot of people that want to get out and experience fishing. A lot of people asking, can you take me fishing? And I'm just sort of collecting gear that when that day comes, you know, I give a buddy the other day a rod and reel because his boy wants to try fishing. Why not?
Yeah, no. I'm crazy busy at work this year, so I'm not guiding so much. So
Well, seeing as you're working more, your lovely wife just said that she needs waiters. So
We tried to get her some waiters the other day at Cabela's, and then we didn't pull the pin on them. But
didn't pull the pin on them.
but my friends at Tide Weed, we can get a nice set of waiters for her from through them, so that'll be good.
Yeah. Marcy broke hers in sturgeon fishing, and I'll tell you what, she probably would not have had a very good trip if it wasn't for the waiters. So
No, they make a huge difference. Like when we go up to Terrace and stuff, salmon fishing, we borrow our friends. We stay at our friends usually, and then she'll borrow Leanne's because she's usually working during the week when we're there. So we can get on the river, and she just uses those. But it's about time she gets her own for sure.
Bobby's saying he needs gear. Now, we know he doesn't need rods or reels probably, but, Bobby, I probably got some jigs, but I've seen the way you fish, so I don't know. I might have to do to you what I do with the kids' rods, just tie a weight on the end so you can practice casting. That was kind of a shot, wasn't it? Sorry, Bobby. We still love you. Alex needs fishing gear, which is funny because the reason Alex doesn't have fishing gear is he gave me his last nice rod. And now, I could be wrong, the dude lives in Castlegar. He went and bought a boat, and now he's fishing Arrow Lake, which you're not getting that rod back. Maybe. I'll come out and fish with you for a day. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
So
You
what's that?
Yeah, you never know what's going to happen.
Maybe we do a road trip to Arrow Lake.
Arrow Lake. I'm trying to make it to the Yukon, hopefully end of August, September, if things work out with all the vaccination stuff. So you don't have to.
I believe it should.
If you don't go quarantine for 2 weeks, we can do it. But if you got quarantine for 2 weeks, it's taking a month off, and that's just not affordable.
Yeah, it's just not feasible for many people, right?
Yeah.
So you and I talked about this, and what most of the competitors aren't aware of is this week with week 2 in the competition, the 4 top walleye competitors with walleye go through to week 3.
Yeah.
Week 3, we're changing it up. Week 3, there's going to be 4 competitors left. We're going to randomly draw them into teams of 2. So it'll be a team competition. Now, we've decided that the way the team competition is going to work is that it's going to be 2 species, which we haven't selected yet. We'll select that going into week 3. It's going to be the total length of the combined 2 species per team. And correct me if I'm wrong, but the winning team with the most inches will go into the finale, which will be the top 2.
Yeah.
If you were to pick 2 species for week 3, what 2 species do you think would be the best bet for you as a competitor to make it to the finale?
Well, it just depends on what you excel at, right? Like there's different areas throughout the province that you have more access to different species. So maybe even if you did, I don't know. There's going to be a trout in there, I think. And there's going to be a regular, an easy to catch fish more, like a more abundant fish. There's going to be something that's more elusive, then there's going to be something that's a little easier.
So it's borderline coming down to a walleye or a pike, we're thinking.
Yeah, probably. There's going to be a walleye or pike and a trout, I think.
Yeah.
Just because
do you foresee it going back to rainbows? Because week 1 was a lot of rainbows. Or
no, say no. Let rainbows are off the palette.
Done. If Paisley is in team week, I mean, for sure that walleye or pike will be important, right? Plus, I mean, there are a lot of species there that the Alberta competitors won't have available to them, so those probably won't be on the board. But I mean,
they got a lot of big browns out there and stuff too. Taggers.
Yeah, taggers.
All day
long. That would actually be kind of cool to see it come down to tigers and something else, maybe even.
Yeah. Well, it's going to come down to the teams, so.
Yeah, I guess it'll be interesting. The random draw will really kind of change it up.
Yeah.
Not to mention, I thought about this today, that by us putting people together to compete to win, to go to the finale, you're not only team effort with the other person for that week, you're now competitors the following week. So going into that, I was thinking about it today. How open are you to sharing with your teammate how and where to fish, knowing that you're fishing to win, to compete against each other in the finale week?
I think that's what's going to make it that great of a competition. Like, you have to, people are going to have to hit some hot spots, but are they going to go to their hottest spots? Who knows?
Who knows, right?
They have those spots, they can get their inches, but
Yep.
is it that consistent inch? I don't know.
Who knows? And if anyone wants to comment on this, we got a couple of comments already. We got Storch saying Prussian carp and red horse suckers. Imagine that for a finale team week. Those two
Greasy.
for species. Greasy. Bobby's saying perch and suckers.
Perch is a harder one, but I think out east they have a lot better advantage
Yeah.
for perch. They have much more abundance, but that's up to them, right?
Yeah, and I know a lot of people are thinking like, well, why wouldn't you just pick a species? The biggest thing for the competition is that, you know, we want to try to make it so all competitors are kind of on the same playing field, where one doesn't have to drive 5 or 6 hours to be able to accommodate catching a fish, whereas the other one can get it with an hour. Obviously, we don't want people going outside of their area as much as possible just to be able to compete, right? So we want it to be relatively fair that way. I mean, I guess we'll see. We'll see what happens. Considering there's 4 openings and 5 people, I think it's going to really heat up there this coming week.
Yeah, it's gonna bottleneck. It's gonna be an awesome fish on. Like, people are gonna go hard, and there's only so much time left, and we're down to the final 2.
What happens if we have a tie?
Well, if we have a tie, I guess we go to the extra inches. So the next submitted fish, I guess.
So not a fight to the death.
We could, but then we'd have to get some pits on either side with spikes, kind of like the Mortal Kombat. But
It's not a horrible idea.
I don't know if it's in the budget.
That is valid. The budget is relatively light. I don't know. Maybe next time we go to Dollarama, Marcy and myself, we can probably get up enough to just kind of get some stuff to build something for Fight to the Death challenge.
Yeah, I think you could probably get some pool noodles and just sharpen the ends and just stick them into the dirt. Then we'll just have it on an elevated platform and, I don't know, use some paint if someone falls off. I don't know.
We're just going off the rails. Why not? Kevin's just saying, finish him. Kevin, you're asking about the results. So we haven't posted official results. Because this is our first time doing this, and I know that there are numerous other formats out there, the best way for us to kind of gauge the success of the Fish On right now is we do the Sunday Night Live when we roll out with the new saying every week, and we kind of talk about the competitors and what they have for measurements. Like I said earlier in the show, Adam did beat Greg with a 61-inch sturgeon. Clayton won his round for that week. Tash won her round for that week as well, as Paisley won with that 36-inch pike. With that being said, the competitors have been posting videos. Joel from Lazy R has the challenge that we talked about on the show on Sunday, where the competitors are competing for an opportunity to win a prize pack from him. And Adam has graciously offered to do a bit of a video for us at the end as well, so everyone will be able to check that out, which I think will be pretty cool. And it's going to help us determine if there will be a second season. So I know we've had a few people already say when there is a second season, count us in. I had an idea on this. I don't know if we would do an ice fishing Fish On. Don't really want to do multiple in a season. But if we were to do one next year, Mitch, what are your thoughts on having it be summer and fall versus early spring into summer, because there is a lot of events going on, right?
Yeah. You want to do summer and fall?
As an idea, maybe.
Yeah. That's pretty jam packed when you have summer then fall.
I mean, not this year, but maybe next year.
Yeah. It could be done. You never know. We'll see.
Do you think ice fishing would? Sam saying ice fishing would actually be cool. Do you think there would be interest, and maybe anyone out there wants to let us know, interest in doing a winter fish on?
I don't know. I gotta let the dog in. It's barking.
Oh, who let the dog out?
Aaron, probably.
Aaron did. Kevin saying ice and open. Yeah, I mean, it's completely doable. Why not? We could look into that. If you have interest in trying it for ice season, let us know. We'd find a sponsor to be able to sponsor the show and figure out what we could do there. Like I say, I do know that I have about 10 or 15 people interested in doing another open water one. Broden, you're saying you're in for ice. Kevin, you're saying you're in for ice. Kevin also said he was in for open water, yet we didn't see Kevin in there. So, Kevin, I know you work a lot, but that's just an excuse. Many other people work a lot too. The other thing is that next week's guest is Mr. Gord Pfizer. For any of you that don't know who Gord is, check him out. Very involved with Outdoor Canada. He has an awesome show. We're going to have an awesome show next week. What we're going to do, because of the anticipation and how well Gord is known and the amount that he's out there, for anyone that does have questions they'd like to ask Gord during the show, please send them to us. We're also going to allow 4 to 5 people that are interested. If you send us your question, we're going to let you ask Gord your question live on the show, which I think will be pretty cool. I mean, Gord, in my books, is a legend. Mitch, you've got some legends you rattled off. I didn't know. I mean, it's funny that as small as the fishing world is, there's a lot of people out there other people just don't know that are really well known.
Oh, there's a ton of people in each corner of the world, right? Like every province you go to, there's people that are known extremely well. Like you can go to one province to the other. You're going to hear his name in one province. You might not hear it as much in other provinces, but when you go to that province, the guy's a legend, right?
Yep. I've been following Gord for years. So, I mean, I'm stoked. I can't wait.
Yeah. It's going to be awesome.
It's going to be a lot of fun. So for anyone that is interested in trying to get their question and be able to ask Gord live, shoot me a message, an email on theotherlinecanada@gmail.com. Who knows? Maybe if you really want to ask Gord and get in on the show for a little bit longer than a question, maybe we do a little bit of a charity fundraiser if you're interested in it. We already have one guy picked out next week to do a question. We won't say yet who it is, but it's someone that has been working hard for the last week to compete in a certain competition. That's all I'll say. I'll just leave it there. So yeah, if anyone does have questions for Gord next week, let us know. I think it's going to be awesome. If you were to interview one person, Mitch, legendary, who would you pick? And not Big Bird or Oscar. I mean, like fishing.
Okay. I got 3 like childhood. Like I remember watching these every morning. Me and Dad would wake up on TNN or whatever, the old country channel, you know. There's Bill Dance, Hank Parker, and who's the other guy? I can't remember, but there was such a good lineup because we go to Minnesota every second year and just bass fish, sunfish. And that's what we watch just to prep, you know?
Yep.
And it's just always fun because, like, everybody knows Bill Dance's blooper reels.
I'm gonna
serious?
be. I'm gonna,
You
dude.
do that right now.
I have to be honest with you. I mean, I want to say we never had TV, but like, what are you age wise? You're what, 5 years?
I don't know who you are anymore. Stop it.
What are
No.
you? 30, 35?
Do you even fish?
Have you
Oh,
seen me
hurt
catch?
Yeah.
Dude, you're
A
like
couple
10
times.
years younger than I am. We didn't even have TV growing up. We had Rabbit's Ears and A-Team at 3:30 every day after school.
You would have known who Bill Dance and Hank Parker are.
Okay, well, I'll look them up. Maybe I'm just old and forgetful.
Watch Bill Dance bloopers, then you're gonna be like, "Dang, this guy was a riot."
Kevin's agreeing with you, so obviously I live a life in the shadows.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah, totally, man.
I feel like this show has taught one
Al,
thing.
Al Linder, sorry, that was my other guy.
Al, I know.
Yeah,
Huge fan. Was it Al that passed away this year? I feel bad now. I'm drawing
Yes.
a blank. Yeah.
it wasn't Al, no.
No, it wasn't Al. No, we're not starting rumors here. I'm just saying that the Lindner family is like
They have a lot.
synonymous with fishing.
Yes,
That I
No.
do know.
yeah, Al's amazing walleye fisherman, like crazy. Minnesota. That's yeah. But for bass fishing and stuff, Hank Parker, Bill Dance.
Okay, well, I guess I better start reading up. I'm reading lots of Gord stuff right now because I'm that excited. I called it with Scott Stewart. I'm like, Gord is on my bucket list for people to interview, and reached out. Sure enough, no problem. Love to come on the show. So that's next week. We got another competitor to ring in as we're wrapping up the show. Is she ready? If she's ready, give us the thumbs up. Oh, she waved first and then she gave a thumbs up. I'm not sure how that works.
Yeah.
Diane, welcome to the show. Good to see you.
Good evening, guys.
Howdy.
Hi.
Now we will tell everyone we know you're the passenger, you're not the driver. So there's the driver, there's the passenger. Diane, how was week one? Because I did meet Jason, and Jason he wasn't crying, but he was a little bit disturbed. Is it true that you cut his line a few times so you could take competitive advantage?
I can tell you, it was kind of dirty pool out there sometimes.
Yeah, he did mention that you were definitely reeling in the bigger fish, and he was having a bit of a struggle. How fun was it to be able to fish with someone you're actually competing with in a charity competition?
You know, I'd have to say that Jason really presented as, a very good sportsman. We never once was he frustrated. Like, you could tell he was a little perturbed because he wasn't catching a big fish. And then there was a guy on the lake right beside him that landed a monster rainbow. And he was like right beside him.
He mentioned that.
And he was using just a spin, spoon, whatever, So it was
That's
kind
right.
of, I almost felt sad a little bit. But other than that, I think it was great. I learned that guy can fly fish and land fish like crazy with the fly rod. So
Really?
I thought, yeah, it was pretty good, and it was a great learning experience, and we had fun together. So,
Well, that's super cool. I'm happy to hear that. Do you feel the pressure going into week 2 as far as the walleye challenge?
no, we're in a tournament. I'm pumped. I can't wait. I think couldn't be a better week for me.
Do you have a goal for size of what you're looking to get?
Well, I mean, the biggest, obviously, for the tournament, but I think that like a 72 would be nice. That's for sure. That's my goal.
Well, that will actually be pretty interesting to see. I mean,
So,
I think
the
it's
other
going
thing
to
I
be
wanted to show
tight.
you guys,
You're cutting out. I know you're just coming back into service.
well, I
So
think it'll be a good tournament. Okay,
Yeah.
I have something to show you. You asked me about
you're freezing.
phone.
You're
I can
freezing.
center
I don't know
myself
if we
here.
want
Can
to
you see that?
it.
Diane, we removed you for a second. I'll watch you to make sure you're clearing up because Diane actually had something pretty cool to show. Let's try it again. Diane, are you there now?
Yeah, I am. Can you hear me?
Okay. Yep, we got you.
So I want to show you guys what is my absolute favorite go-to walleye jig, and that's called a mean-eye jig. One of the neat things about it is if you look at it, it has a hook. So when you go and you hook your minnow through, it has a real nice prong that you can actually hook the eye on. You don't need bait buttons. It's just an absolute amazing lure, and the walleye love it. And I like the chartreuse in black. So that's my tip.
That's
of the
very
night.
cool. Chartreuse is one of my favorite colors. I'll have to check that out.
Yeah, the mean eye though. The mean eye is phenomenal. It seems like they just love it. So
If you make it past week 2 and walleye competition,
yeah.
and you're teamed up with someone, what are 2 species that you would like to be able to target if we're going for a total overall interest to go into the finale?
I think because the one species I like to go after is a tiger. I think that a tiger trout seems to be everybody's new fad. So I think that'd be pretty cool to see people land a nice big one. And those waters aren't easy to catch them, So it'd be good and challenging. The second one, I don't know. I'm not a big pike fan, but I think it would sure be fun to bring in a big summer pike,
Yep. What's actually funny, Dan, is you were out of service when we talked about this earlier.
Oh.
And guess what one of Mitch's picks were?
Oh, same thing as me?
Tiger trout.
Perfect.
So who knows? Although he called them tiger trout. Are they the same thing? Do you say tiger or tiger?
Tiger.
I
Canadian, eh?
I feel like it's an I and a you're mixing in. I do the I, and Mitch is just a straight A.
Yeah, but the straight A's are bigger. It's a strain.
I'll ask McFlurry. McFlurry will have an answer for me.
McFlurry is going to tell you it's a strain, and Mitch is right.
Uh,
Yeah, it's going to be like, yeah, I love Mitch. Mitch is right.
Yeah, I don't know.
McFlurry, you say you wouldn't be a benefit to this show. I think you, sir, are wrong. So if you are watching, you're next on the list.
That's funny. Okay.
Well, Diane, thanks for joining the show. I hope that you win that custom rod and reel setup that Mitch has sitting. Is it behind you, Mitch?
Yeah, it's still there. I almost put line on it and just ordered a new one, but
You didn't product test it yet?
no, I've already
That's
product
pretty
tested
nice.
these. Like, I've got a few of these. These are like staples in my boat. I have 4 or so of these at least.
Yep.
That
Diane,
one-
we were talking about this earlier. Where is your tournament at this weekend, if you don't mind me asking?
my tournament?
Diane's tournament.
She's gone.
I think we're losing her. Well, Diane, if you can hear
I
me.
look nice.
Oh, yeah, you're right. You look nice. And I think we're losing you. All right. I think we're losing her again because she's still cutting out. So Diane, again, has a really awesome chance this week of getting that custom rod and that reel set up, which would be super, super cool. I mean,
Yeah.
It's going to be interesting. Again, I can't help but to think there's a chance that, the whole team competition going into the finale is going to probably heat up a little bit.
Yeah, that team competition is going to be it's going to be interesting.
Yep.
There's will be people moving to a lot of Great Lakes and stuff, and they're probably just going to spread out to focus on the 2 different fish.
Yeah.
Is what I would do. Take your best lake and your best species, and they'll probably separate and try to focus on either lakes, right?
You've done some competition stuff, so have I. How good does it feel to be on the outside and just looking in when you think and you know about the pressure that these competitors are putting on themselves to be able to perform?
Oh yeah, I always have too much pressure on myself for sure. And this year I knew I was just going to be way too busy with work, so I couldn't compete. And like, I was lucky to get away for Walleye Wars just for like a day and a half, but I really had no time to research, like put my time in that lake. But that's my own problem, right? So
Yeah, it is tough because there is so much involved in being able to try to find a way to, get on the leaderboard, right?
yeah, you have people that can help you out, but sometimes if you go to that area and it's not producing, you just got to go back to your roots, like go to the typical walleye spots and just hit them, hammer them hard, and you're catching good fish all the time, but you're not like, there's spots like, I've always loved walleye in the flats, 14 to 16 feet. You get that flat right beside a drop off or something, weed covered. You can always catch big walleye.
I fished those kind of areas with you, and it's a blast.
Yes, and I've like, even the people I talked to when I went down, I drifted over it once, and it was midday, so it wasn't bad knowledge. It was the time of day, probably. They weren't lurking up on top yet.
Yep.
And then I just went and I was catching off the drop. Then I was rolling off a drop on a flat. So when you're catching fish, it's hard to leave, right? So.
Well, it's like many things. Sometimes it's just one more, right?
Sometimes it's just one fish and you win everything.
And then other times you didn't bring enough bait.
Not me.
You've never run into that problem.
No, I realize from guiding, you always have a lot extra.
You're actually a good guy to ask another question while we're wrapping up the show. How do you feel about the experience with people that are getting into catching their own bait? Have you done much of that?
Nope. Not a thing.
I feel like it's a lot of work. I have bought a minnow trap. I obviously need to research it a little bit more before I get out there and do it. But I feel like it's probably going to be a lot of work.
It is, because you're supposed to flash freeze them right away, or they'll
Right.
get soft. So if you have a freezer that's empty, it'll freeze really quick.
Right.
But if you're just throwing it in your freezer at home with a bunch of other stuff, it's going to take a little more time. But
Never thought about that. It's hard to not want to entertain doing it, considering what we're paying for bait right now. And what I saw at the fishing hole the other day is like Candle Lake Shiners. No clue when we're getting them. Maybe not even this year, right? I mean, you're getting limited for bait supply and being able to find really anything at all. Do you stock up when you find it?
no, I haven't had a problem finding it this year.
So it's just us city boys.
It's probably just Calgary and Edmonton.
Okay, well, sounds like I'm driving up to your neck of the woods to clean you out.
Nah.
Nah.
I'll tell Dale just to leave me a stock in the back.
It's brutal down here. I literally went to 4 different places where I would normally go to buy bait. Gone.
Yeah, no, this year I'm kind of overwhelmed with work, so I'm not guiding much this year, and I'm kind of getting more into tournaments, so I'm just kind of focusing on tournaments this year. And then if people want to get out, I'm putting them with good guides I know that know the area and the species they want to target. So
That's amazing. Well, I mean, it helps support that local business, right? I've always been a huge supporter of guided businesses. I mean, everyone thinks fishing can be easy, but I'll tell you what, the experience in going with a guide, out of this world.
yeah, no, there's a lot of guides that are usually get all your American clients and stuff, and they're taking a huge hit.
Yep.
Huge hit. Lots of companies. So I'm just kind of talking to my friends and giving them what I can, because I'm wound out. Like, I'm supposed to be there 7 days a week right now at work. So
Right.
if I can help my friends and different, if they want fly fishing or streams or lakes, I'm just divvying them up amongst other guides I know, just to help them out.
Yeah, just get out there and support that local business. This is what it's all about, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Have to. Ryan, just in wrapping up the show, Art's just saying that it's easy to catch minnows. He's done it before. Ryan saying that they're having out of minnows since last year. So
Whereas he's been out of minnows for a year.
what do you even do with your life at that point?
I don't know. You go to Worms, I guess.
Go to Worms? Grow your own like a chia pet? I'm not sure. Well, Mitch, as always, we're going to wrap up the show. I can't thank you enough. I don't want to toot your own horn here, but you've been such a huge help with the show. We're closing in on 500 page likes, so we'll think of some big giveaway to do. I just can't tell you enough how much I appreciate you and how much you've helped be able to grow the show with your experience and knowledge. And the fact that I have to go back and look at Bill Dan's blooper reels to feel more like a man. You're always teaching me something, and we're not even fishing together.
Yeah, well, yeah, I don't even know what to say. Like, It shocks me you never seen Bill dance.
I was waiting for a
I
return
don't even know
compliment.
what to say. I'm still like shock and wow factor right there. I think half the people watching maybe.
Dude, I will make you go back to being a third wheel. I don't even care. I thought we were friends. I'm unfriend. No, I'll unfollow you on Facebook for 1 week. You're grounded, sir.
Hey, Bill dance.
Hey, Gord Pfizer, next week, you're co-hosting 4 people, live questions. Thanks, everyone, for joining the show. Thanks, everyone, for supporting the show, because without you, we don't have a show. We'll see you next week. Good luck to all of our competitors. Better yet, we'll see you Sunday. Bye-bye.
Have a good one.